It's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on? So thanks to Kane for hitting me up. He's got a 100% version of the physical Goku. Now this is before he gets the Dokkan Awaken, so I figured I'd do this first and then do a Dokkan Awaken portion in the second part. Alright, so this is the guy with, he has a leader skill plus 2 key attack and defense increase of 30%, so not really ideal or anything, but it's worthwhile to try out for kind of a free-to-play or beginner level account setup. So I went with a double lead with this guy, and he does have the ability to increase attack and defense based on how much HP you have left. I think the max is 120%, so let's go ahead and get started with this. As always, definitely make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Alright, so again, this is a double lead Goku, the physical Goku team setup. So everyone's only getting a 30% boost to attack and defense each. There's no HP boost whatsoever. So again, this is more or less like a free-to-play format. And then the second part, I'll use a better lead on my end. I mean, regardless, it is pretty interesting to see the potential with this guy. And you'll see it later with the Dokkan Awaken version, but he's actually got pretty decent stats overall. Alright, so I am just kind of messing around on a random event right now, and I'll switch it up for the second part, make it a little bit tougher, but let's go ahead and see what kind of potential he's got. Again, the tricky part with this guy is getting the HP down to fully maximize him. Again, the max attack and defense boost is 120% part of his passive, but that means you have to get his HP down, and that can be a little bit tricky, especially in tough events and whatnot. Alright, so let's see. He should be getting Bardock's 40% boost to attack here, so a little bit better. Looking to be about, let's see, 256,000 with the critical. I mean, with this team build, that is actually pretty good output. And I'll include other cards on here or characters and kind of compare, that level of attack versus what they're, able to do also. And I have to keep using defensive items because, this is, you're only getting a 30% boost to attack and defense on both sides. So it can be a little bit tricky, but I think this is actually the, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta event. And defense is actually pretty good even with this setup, and he's not fully benefiting from the passive either. So 160,000 in damage, and then we'll see what Vegito does here on neutral type. 300,000, and this is a maxed out Rainbow Star Vegito, so a little less than double what the Goku was able to do. That's actually, it puts it in perspective how decent Goku actually is, even with this type of team build. Alright, so let's see how he does. Since he does have type advantage, let's go ahead and see how he does here. And yeah, he's taken pretty little in damage too, so that that's kind of a nice bonus with him. Let's see. So about 130,000. It's not much, but again, this is with him as a lead as well as my guy as a lead, so it's a combined percent boost of only 60%. So that's how it is. But here is the Dokkan Awaken version. I can't remember exactly the YouTube username, but whoever you are, Artichoke is the in-game account, so thanks to you for having that as your leader. I'm going to go ahead and borrow him. His leader skill did go up by 10%, and I think the passive is the same, except for if HP goes down below 10%, it's going to fully recover HP for one time. And that can be a little bit tricky though, because 10% is very little in HP, so it can definitely get a little bit tricky with that, activating that passive skill. But it could come in handy. So let's go ahead and test this version out. I actually went with a mono physical team build with the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks as lead, so the stat boost overall will be much better. You're looking at 120% from Gotenks and then 40% from the Goku, so much higher figure than the first portion of the video. So let's see his damage potential. And I'm actually on the LR Vegito event, so let's see how he does. So yeah, I mean, it's much closer to an actual realistic team build, hitting for about 310,000, so definitely a little bit higher in output. And yeah, 300 damage taken. I mean, that's pretty amazing, but let's see how he does here. Yeah, with the critical 400,000, so I'm gonna try and get the HP down and fully kind of maximize his passive skill, but we'll have to see. On this one, he looks to be, I mean, the HP is probably down to about maybe 30% or so, so his passive should be a lot. That I'm not sure if it's a full 120%, but it should be a decent enough boost. So let's go ahead and see how he does. And this is a type advantage scenario, but you'll be able to see his boost to defense also. So I mean, you're talking about double digits in damage taken on the newest event, so it's really not bad. And without criticals, he's hitting for about 350,000, so the potential is definitely there. Now, whether you want to fully maximize him, I mean, I'd say if you've got a solid deck and you're pretty up there in rank, I don't know if it's the best thing to do, but if you're struggling to build a good team, especially like, let's say mono physical team builds or whatever, it might not be a bad option. I mean, he has decent link skills overall. I mean, he's got the Z fighters and Saiyan blood and stuff like that, so I think Shattering the Limit was another one he has. So yeah, I mean, it's a decent card. Whether you want to maximize him at 100%, I mean, that's purely based on what your needs are, but I at least went ahead and maxed out the SA and whatnot, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get him to rainbow status. But I mean, from this video at least, he's doing pretty well. 340,000 against the newest Dokkan event is pretty decent. It's not the best by any means, but this is a free-to-play card essentially, and especially for those beginners or low in rank, I guess, building a team, he's not a bad option to go with. Alright, so this is actually the link setup I was looking for with Kid Gohan and then the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Gohan actually adds 35% boost to attack for all allies, so it's definitely a good option. And he provides a defensive boost of 35% as well, so he's a great support unit. So he hit for about 256,000 without criticals, but this is LR Super Vegito we're talking about. This is the newest Dokkan event, so